10,000 orders in 46 minutes, but that does not do this car justice, not at all, because this is the most advanced car we've ever seen from China. It has literally 26 times more computing speed and power than what its rivals have. 26 times. It has 8 times more power than Tesla's full self-driving supercomputer. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. Xpeng G7. It's here, finally. When I was in China, they were saying that one of the reasons for this car being delayed was that the advanced new batteries that enable this car to charge at about 600 kilowatt charging speeds weren't quite ready yet. They are ready now. Now this car can charge in 12 minutes. But that's not really the biggest thing about this vehicle that is getting people talking in China. There's been a whole lot of hype, a whole lot of talking in China about this vehicle because it doesn't have a screen in front of the driver. It's like a Tesla, right? But it does have one in a different way. The reason that Xpeng have removed that front screen right in front of the driver, that LCD screen, is because it has the world's largest artificial intelligence heads-up display. The display kind of covers almost the entire front windscreen, but it doesn't cover it all. It just shows you things on the road. So it's like you're driving in a virtual reality simulator almost like having a map across your windscreen. I've used heads-up displays, but nothing like this. This is an entirely different level of technology. So the size of this display is, you can see here the images and how it works. It doesn't actually block the whole screen. It just shows you certain things, but it's 87 inches. This is the biggest ever. 87-inch display projected onto the front windscreen, which is miles better than having a little digital screen right in front of you where you've got to kind of look down at it to see what speed you're going, do this sort of thing, kind of take your eyes off the road. I think this is the future. I think the future of the automotive industry is having these kinds of artificial, AR type screens projected onto your windscreen. Price, it's going to start at $32,000 US. Some people say they think it will actually come down in price when it actually, right now, you can only place a pre-order, but they say when pricing goes live, when the actual deliveries go live, the price will drop, they think, to potentially around $28,000 US. But keep in mind, this is a big vehicle. It's actually significantly bigger than the Xpeng G6. The G7 is 4.9 meters long. It's about 15% bigger than the G6. It's actually a very similar size to the Xpeng G9 SUV. That gives you an idea of how big this car is. So that's the big takeaway, $32,000 US. They've gotten more than 10,000 orders in 46 minutes. It has 2,200 TOPS of computing power, an 87-inch AR heads-up display, 700 kilometers of range, and peak power of 218 kilowatt through a single motor. This is a single motor. It's meant to be more efficient. It uses a lithium iron phosphate battery, but we'll get to that in just a second. First of all, though, this is possibly the world's first real smart car that we've ever seen. I mean, it's a car that's just been built around artificial intelligence. And that's part of the reason why I think, even though the price is higher than what people expected, people have been just ordering them, well, as you can see, a lot of sales within a very short period of time. So the speed of that computer, this is obviously the fastest, most powerful computing system in the world that's ever been put into a car. It is 3 times more powerful than NVIDIA's AGX, top of the range AGX Thor, and Tesla's A14 chips. Literally 3 times more powerful, but they've put 3 of them in, right? It's 3 times more powerful than NVIDIA's best chip and Tesla's best chip, and they've put 3 of those chips in. You can see here that the computing speed has never been seen before, nothing even close to this. So they're called the Turing chip, and the Turing AI's peak power equals 9 NVIDIA Drive Orin X chips. Just one of them would. So 3 of them equal 27 NVIDIA Drive Orin X chips. Xpeng have unveiled that the G7 SUV will support level 3 autonomous driving through its vision-based XNGP system. What else do we know? Well, it's 4.9 meters long, 4,892 millimeters. It's 1,925 millimeters wide and 1,655 millimeters tall. Wheelbase is 2.9 meters. It uses either 18-inch or 20-inch wheels. using the same drivetrain. So we can see the difference in range. If you put wheels on that are bigger, it decreases the range. We can see by how much the range goes down. I'll share those numbers with you in just a second. As you can see, it does have a slightly slanted roofline at the rear, but not as much as the G6 or the Model Y. So this should have quite a lot of space on the inside of the car. The other one thing that you really notice the lack of a screen right in front of the driver. I think it's really clean. The car looks really, really nice. Actually, it looks a lot like a Tesla, a bit more like a slightly more upmarket Tesla. But like I said, you are going to get that heads-up display, 80-inch heads-up display covering the windscreen. But aside from that, the car has a 15.6-inch floating touchscreen. There is no instrument panel since its functions are performed by the mentioned heads-up display. It has two 50-watt wireless charging pads in the center tunnel, 20 speakers, 256 color ambient lighting, and a digital rear view mirror. So, digital rear view mirror, I personally find them interesting. They work well. It's a good idea. The G7 is rear-wheel drive only. Single electric motor puts out 218 kilowatt and 292 horsepower. The reason for the single electric motor is this car is really more about efficiency and technology. They're not really worried about outright power. It uses two different CALB lithium iron phosphate batteries, which are intended for super fast charging, up to 600 kilowatt charging speeds. Battery pack sizes, 68.5 kilowatt in the base model, 81 kilowatt in the long range model. The range is pretty remarkable too. The range for the base model is 600 kilometers. The long range model is 700 kilometers. That's CLTC. So probably about 600 kilometers and 500 kilometers respectively on the WLTP cycle. Yeah, I mean, it's nearly 400 miles of range. And I think that's more than enough for most people. That's with the 18-inch wheels, right? Get the bigger 20-inch wheels and range goes down by not as much as I expected. It decreases by 25 kilometers on both models. So a reduction of about just under 5% in range if you want to get the 20-inch wheels. Personally, I'd be happy to stick with the 18s. Xpeng said they're hoping to double sales this year. I mean, so far they're on track to triple sales this year. But this is the car they're hoping will help them to double sales or triple sales now. I mean, I'm guessing they're probably wanting to triple sales considering that's what they're up to at this point over the first 5 months of the year. The new Xpeng Mona, the new Max version, which has similar technology to this, not quite as good, but similar, that car, along with the new P7 and this G7, I think they really show Xpeng are making some incredible stuff. I mean, guys, if you haven't seen my video on the new Xpeng P7, which I think is probably the most attractive, prettiest looking electric car that I've ever seen, or I think that anyone's ever seen. If you haven't seen my video on that, I'll put a link in the description. But originally I saw this G7 and I thought, oh, it looks all right. Yeah, it's okay. But that's because I had no idea the kind of technology this car had behind it, the kind of charging speed, the ability to put that amount of computing power. It's like basically a computer on wheels, but a supercomputer on wheels. This should massively improve Xpeng's full self-driving. Their full self-driving is considered by many to be the best in China. I've tested it. I thought it was okay, but I think this kind of I didn't test it with the Turing chip. I think the Turing chip and having three of them in the one car is going to completely change the game. And this could give Xpeng a big advantage over their rivals. Let me know what you think in the comments. Bye-bye.